Welcome on board the NCL Bliss cruise ship. I'm about to answer the question, what exactly is a club balcony suite? I'm Morgan from the very unofficial travel guides. I've been making travel videos now for over 15 years of popular and not so popular tourist destinations to give you a very honest, unofficial look at what it's like to be there. And if you like to read travel stories, check out my books. They're available on Amazon now. Not only have I now cruised on over 30 different cruise ships with cruise lines like NCL, Disney, Royal Caribbean, Costa, Cunard, and more, but I've also had the chance to stay in and also tour so many different varieties of cruise cabins, from inside to ocean view, balcony, mini suite, club suite, gigantic aqua suite. I've seen a lot, and I'm really happy and grateful that I've had those opportunities. And one thing that I really enjoy doing here on the very unofficial travel guides is sharing my experiences with you to let you know in advance what you're gonna be getting for the money that you're gonna spend when you travel. And since I'm not sponsored or invited by any theme park or hotel or cruise line, I get to say what it is I want to say and how I want to say it. So when we look around this cabin today, I think you'll realize very quickly what my opinion is about paying the extra money for this style of accommodation on an NCL ship. So let's look around, and then we'll sit down here again at the end to talk about it. All right, this is cabin 10804, which is a club balcony suite, and this is the curb appeal. This is the first impression that you get when you walk inside. And in order to be able to show you a little bit more, I'm switching to wide angle now. So it looks a little bit bigger with this lens on, but it's still the same cabin. And if upon this first impression you're thinking, a club balcony suite, isn't a suite usually bigger than a normal cabin? I would say yes, and honestly, this is kinda not. This bed, however, I think is a modified king bed. I think it is as wide as a king bed, but it's a little bit shorter. One great thing that I always like to point out is there are USB ports on each side of the bed, and actually there's two different reading lights here. Look at that. In this cabin, you can have one additional person sleeping on the sofa, and that thing is a stairway that you can pull down, and it will take you directly to the buffet. I'm kidding. That is also sort of a bunk bed that you can pull down, and then you can have 4 people in this cabin. I appreciate all the countertop and desktop space they offer here. The last ship I was on was the Royal Caribbean Utopia of the Seas, and if you watch that cabin tour, you know I found that it felt like this area of the cabin was not finished, like they sort of just haphazardly glued a mirror on the wall and said, "You're good." So this feels complete to me, and I like having this additional little counter on top of the desk to put even more stuff, as well as 3 North American style plugs and 1 European style plug. Very nice. There are 2 cubbies here and a mini fridge or cooler in here, which is also a mini bar. And I wanted to show you one of the perks that is included with a club balcony suite is a bottle of sparkling wine from Cantina Cavuro. And I looked up how much this would cost just if you buy it online from a local delivery store, and it would be this much. Another perk that you will get from staying in a club balcony suite is goodies delivered to your cabin, like these cookies that we have sort of been snacking on for the last couple of days. The balcony in a club balcony suite is slightly larger than a normal balcony, I guess you could say, on Norwegian, but on other ships, this is just kind of like a normal size balcony. Honestly, this does not feel like a big balcony. It feels just like an average size balcony. One side of the closet is cubbies, and the other side is hangies. For 2 adults, definitely enough space. For 4 adults, gonna be tricky. And to see what the biggest difference is, we're gonna have to go to the bathroom, which, by the way, is Morgan approved. It is a real door that closes all the way and is not see-through. This is the biggest difference between a normal balcony cabin and a club balcony suite. this space. You're getting a much bigger shower than a traditional balcony cabin bathroom, although honestly, it's definitely longer, but I wouldn't say that it's any wider, just FYI. You can use the shower head up there that has several different settings, and it also has these jets that will shoot at you from the side, and depending on how you have them set up, may either shoot you directly in the face or other uncomfortable places. So just be careful when you turn it on. So if you're considering booking a club balcony suite and you think it's because you're gonna have a much larger cabin, you are wrong. This is basically the only space that is significantly larger, and all this area, all the main part of the cabin, as far as I can tell, is exactly the same size as a standard balcony cabin. So I'm sneaking into a balcony cabin here on disembarkation day. These people are already gone, but you can see this is a standard balcony cabin. So compared to a club balcony suite, you are not getting like a luxurious amount of extra space. This is basically the exact same cabin, just with a smaller bathroom. All right, we've talked about this in other videos about suites and larger accommodations on cruise ships and in hotel rooms. And I always like to remind people that almost always when you're booking a suite, you're not just paying for hopefully larger accommodations, but there's always goodies, perks, amenities, and special treatment included. So here, like I said, you get goodies delivered to the room every few days, but there are goodies all over the ship that are already included in the price of the cruise. The only difference is somebody's bringing them to the cabin here instead of you having to go up and get them. There's also a bottle of sparkling wine included, but almost every NCL package that you can book includes free drinks anyways, so to me it's not really a perk. If I want sparkling wine, I can just go to the bar and order a sparkling wine. Of course, if you don't open the bottle and you take it home with you, that is kind of a nice souvenir. One perk that we've enjoyed using was the onboard laundry service with a club balcony suite. You get one bag of laundry for free. And because we are in the middle of a longer trip, this is something that's really great for us because that means we've got clean laundry for the second half of our trip. And when we get home, we're not going to have to throw everything into the wash machine. So it's a really nice perk. We like having it, but if we were just going to pay to get the laundry done, that would be much less than the price of a club balcony suite. So the biggest physical space perk is gonna be having that larger bathroom. And if you are a larger person, of course, that's gonna be great for you. And Marcus and I were getting ready recently, both at the same time in the bathroom, and I thought, yeah, you know what? You can't do this in a normal cruise cabin. There's no way two of us would be able to be getting ready at the same time. That shower is really fancy if you like having water sprayed at you from every direction. None of these things that are offered as extras are bad. For me, it's just about the price versus what you get. And I think maybe just one of the biggest problems for me is the name. I don't feel like this should be called a suite. In my opinion, when I think of what a suite should be it on a cruise ship or in a hotel, and please let me know what you think of this, but for me, a suite is an accommodation that not only offers special perks, but also a significantly larger space than the standard accommodation at wherever you're gonna be. Why don't they just call it a club balcony and say, yeah, if you book a balcony cabin, then this is the cabin that you get and these are the perks. And if you book a club balcony, then you get all of that plus this on top of it. For me, this just does not classify as a suite. It's a standard balcony cabin with a slightly bigger bathroom and a slightly bigger balcony, and that's the bottom line. I definitely wouldn't spend the money for this again unless it was significantly discounted or maybe offered in one of those things where you can bid to get an upgrade. But for the price that we paid over a standard balcony cabin for this cruise, I wouldn't do it again. If this video helped you make your decision about your next cruise, please consider subscribing. I'm trying to get to 100,000 and I feel like it's gonna happen pretty soon, and I would love it if you could help me out. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. I hope to see you back here soon. Bye-bye.